Hey guys, so today I'm going to go over some posts I've been seeing on newskaters. So for some of you that don't know, newskaters is a subreddit on the website Reddit where newskaters are supposed to get tips and advice and learn more about skateboarding from more experienced skaters. Unfortunately, this subreddit has taken a dive in maybe the past 1 or 2 years where there's only one semi-active moderator and there's a lot of repetitive questions over and over, such as how do I skate, what's the best skateboard, how do I skate with $30, really dumb stuff like that. And it's really just new skaters giving other new skaters advice, which just leads to a whole echo chamber of misinformation, such as WD-40 being the best lubricant. It's not a lubricant. And really just a lot of simps upvoting all the girls that post on there, which is weird. That's not what skateboarding's about. Anyways, I took a selection of posts, and I just want to answer them because I do have some to say about them. So let's get started. Alright, so for this first one, it's about this guy's view on skateboarding. A little bit of a long post, but essentially this is the most important part. Everyone progresses at a different pace depending on your effort and persistence. And that's true. Everyone's going to progress at a different pace. We all got stuff that prevents us from skating every single day, at every hour. So some people might progress slower than others, but again, that's really subjective. So you can have an 11-year-old who just started skating and he knows how to tray flip after a month. And you can have that other guy who just started skating at 18 and he just learned ollies after 3 months. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I really got to emphasize that. And we were all playing with wooden toys, you know. It's not a competition to see who can flip the wooden toy better. It's really just more of an activity for, for your self-enjoyment. Do whatever you want on it. It doesn't matter to me if you can flip the board or not. I can't even do kick flips, but I can do pretty good sloppy Smith grinds. While I have other friends who can do really awesome hard flips just over hips, but they can't do sloppy 50-50. So skateboarding progression is a really, really subjective term. Everyone's going to find something that they enjoy the most, even if it's just cruising. So no one needs to be put down for their progression. What really matters is that you're going out whenever you can and just doing your best to work on your tricks, no matter what it may be. Rolling off a curb or olling over a crack. Every accomplishment is an accomplishment. So yeah, that's how I feel about this post. It's a good one. So next post is how to stay motivated to skateboard. So this person's only been skateboarding for 2 days, and that is no time at all. What it sounds like is that they found that this activity is a little bit harder than they thought it would be, and they're giving up. And they even say in their post that they're impatient. Alright, it's only been 2 days. You need to do it way more than just 2 days to really get a feel of skating. If you're feeling unmotivated, I would say take a break and use this time to, instead of skating, look up video parts, other skaters, people that you can really look up for inspiration. Don't compare yourself to better skaters. Use them as someone to look up to for inspiration to really want to go out and skate and just be better. And after you take a few days off, just try again, and it'll feel really refreshing. Next post. Why can't I commit? Alright, so this is a really general one, and this really comes down to how comfortable you are with your board. Before you do any sort of tricks, what you want to do is really be comfortable riding the board, learning how to stop, and just go fast, how the board turns, how fast it goes. You want to really get to the point where you can just throw out a board and just start riding without worrying about cracks or obstacles or anything like that. You want complete control of your board before you start learning how to do tricks. And that's really important because that's what commitment is. You need to be 100% comfortable doing what you're doing. A lot of people can't do their ollies not because of the technique, but because they're not comfortable on the board. Instead of learning how to ride and stop and all that, they just immediately try to do it, and that just ends up in falling and injuring themselves, and they just quit skating. Next one, protective headgear. So this guy's been skating for about a year, and he doesn't want to wear a helmet because it makes him feel off balance, and that's a dumb excuse. And he thinks that there are beanies companies that make impact protected beanies. Right, so that's stupid. You don't want to skimp out on head protection whatsoever. That's a I can really go more in depth about that, but that'll make the video pretty long. So what I would say, this is my personal recommendation. It's the 888 certified sweat saver, and this has saved me a couple of times from like really nasty injuries. I was wearing this helmet one time at the park, and I fell head first, backwards, about 6-7 feet transition, and just landed right here. And I was fine, completely fine. My neck did hurt, just because of the force from that impact, but you know, after like 5-10 minutes, I was just ready to go again. And I have been to the hospital for head injuries. I've hit my head here while just cruising because I wasn't fully awake. And that was terrible. Head injuries are not funny. I would rather break an arm than hit my head again. And it not only does your head hurt, it also affects your entire body. So for me, it felt my legs just didn't want to work. I couldn't walk anywhere without collapsing. I just had to like lay on the couch for like a week about, and it was horrible. So if you're looking into protective headgear, don't cheap out on it. Don't buy a $30 helmet. Buy quality headgear. Next one, people yelling at skaters. Right, so this is just part of it, really. Skateboarding is being more accepted in society than it was back in the day. But you're still going to get all those Karens and idiots that just hate people having fun. They're trying to belittle you by saying, do a kickflip. So people that yell that kind of crap, usually they don't skate. They're just idiots. So best thing to do is to just tune them out. You know, just ignore them, do your own thing. If they're really getting up in your face, you know, just tell them to go away. Or you can get a little bit more vulgar with that. But really, just try to focus on yourself and just tune out whatever they're saying. I've had my fair share of this. It is scary at first, but over time you'll get used to it. It's really never going to go away. Right, deck suggestions, looking for good graphics and quality. So if you're talking about general wood quality, you're safe from buying most big name brands because most of them are made from this across the 3 different wood shops. So I'll put a link to the description to a thread about wood shops, and you'll notice that most of the big name brands are either under PS Sticks or BBS/Generator, and those 2 wood shops are considered the best in the industry as of now. There's also Dwindle, so that's Santa Cruz, Enjoy, Creature. For those decks, stick with the R7 constructions. Those are just way better than their other options. Moving on. So this one I picked because it just shows that this poster did a complete lack of research before buying something. That's terrible. It's a waste of money. You want to make sure that you do in-depth research over, you know, maybe a couple days. That's about enough time to really get a feel of what you're getting into and how much you should be spending and what to buy and what to avoid. Always do your research. Next one. So I picked this one because this person is installing their bones bushings wrong. So the way you want to do this is to take out all the cup washers that the trucks come with. And you want to get the bottom bushing, which is taller than the top bushing. Insert that. Then insert the truck. Then insert the top bushing, which is shorter. Then bones bushings comes with a small black washer, and that goes in between the top bushing and the kingpin nuts. And that's how you use bones bushings. That's how they're designed. You don't use the truck cup washers. And bones bushings will work the best on independent trucks and venture trucks. Right, so this post is about a damaged bushing, and he's asking if they need to replace it. So for stuff like this, I would say you would only need to replace your bushings if they're significantly impacting your performance. So right now on my board, my front top bushing is like pretty much blown out, but I'm still able to use it without any significant impact on my performance. And mainly because I don't want to buy new bushings. But really, as long as you're able to turn and do whatever you need to do mostly normally, you shouldn't need to replace your bushings. Next one. Are Vans durable? Right, so you're pretty much safe buying from pretty much every big name skate shoe brand. So this would include like Vans Pro, Nike SB, Converse Cons, Lakai, Etnies, Emerica, DC, just as long as they're made of suede or some sort of leather, because those materials are the best for durability. If you're looking for a more vegan option, your best bet would be rubber-backed canvas. So it is canvas, but it's also backed by rubber, and you know they're okay. Not as durable as suede, but it does get the job done. Moving on. I just started skating. Should I wear a helmet? If you're asking yourself this question, that means yes, wear a helmet. When most people start skating, they don't know how to fall, which is tucking and rolling. And that leads to injuries where they just don't know what to do when they slip out. So they'll either just, flow out and hit their head, or they'll stick their hands out and either sprain or break a wrist. So if you're not sure, wear a helmet. Learn how to fall. Finally got a board. How do I learn how to skate? So to learn how to skate, first you need to know how to stand on the board, how to get the tail onto the ground. Rather than start riding, because skateboarding is really about back two wheels rather than all four, because that's where most of your tricks are occurring. And that's a really good way to get comfortable with the board, because it teaches you how to get that tail onto the ground and really how to balance, and eventually you're going to slip out. But once you know how to get that tail onto the ground and really get your balance right, that is going to make the chances of injuries of slipping out really slim, because you know how that board balances. That's the first thing I would do. Then learn how to ride, stop, start, all of that. Next one. Okay, so this one I actually responded to, and people disagree with me for trying to stop this person from buying such a crap board. So based on this information, this is just some generic Walmart board. So you come with a bunch of problems, such as the bearings not being good quality, the wheels not being a good formula, and the deck just being cheap. But the biggest concern that I have with these is the truck itself. So trucks are your best investments. Those are the thing that powers the board. You can have whatever board, whatever bearings, whatever wheels, doesn't matter. But the trucks are the most important. So for no-name boards like these, rather than having the bushings compressed so the truck turns, the kingpin actually bends so the board can turn. So over time, that kingpin is going to get weaker and weaker until it snaps. And, if you ride something like this, one day you're just going to be riding and that kingpin will just snap and you're going to go flying. It's not a good thing, and you're out money, and you're probably going to get injured. So avoid these. If you need to save money, your best bet is to get a pre-built complete from a reputable board brand. Those do have its own set of problems, but they're miles better than crap boards like this. Next. Would ordering a custom off CCS be good to go around with, or are there brands that are worth paying a few extra dollars in terms of quality? Yes. Relating back to what I just said about the previous post, it's always worth buying name brand parts. And this isn't fashion. You're not paying for the name brands because it's cool or whatever. You're paying for literal quality. Every deck has some sort of quality to it. So if you get a really cheap generic deck, that's going to break in like a week. If you get a really good deck from a name brand, that board is going to last you a good long while. Same thing with the trucks. Are you going to buy a $20 trucks that come in a sets? Or are you going to buy $50 trucks that come in a sets? Those $50 trucks are going to last you super long. They're going to last you through multiple decks. That's the best investment you can do. Same with the bearings and wheels. Buy name brand parts because they perform the best, not because they're cool. And this person commented that Bones Swiss don't perform better than Bones Reds. That's false. My friend gave me his busted up Bones Swiss bearings after he was through with them. So what I did was just clean them up, and I'm still using them to this day, and they perform amazing. They're durable, they go fast, and they were just better than Bones Reds. It's really hard for me to go back to Super Reds or Big Balls just because the Bones Swiss are just superior. Bones Reds exist because some people don't want to pay $60 for bearings. Yeah, so that's about it for all the posts that I took from this subreddit. There's a whole lot more, but they're just really repetitive. Maybe I'll go over it another day. I don't know. So I'm not going to post this onto the subreddit because I don't really like that sort of self-promotion. You guys can post it on there if you want. I don't care much. I just made this video because I'm bored. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys, and happy skating.